What's up? What's up? It's your boy RVA from VA, Richmond to be exact. And I need you guys to do a couple favors for me. Hit that like button, subscribe, and definitely comment. Love to hear from you guys. It's a show for the fans, by the fans. Peace. What up? What up? It's your boy RVA from VA, Richmond to be exact. And I'm back again, back like I never left. Yeah. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I know it's been a while. As I told you, I was in Florida for the weekend. One of my good buddies got married, so I had to be in the wedding. But let's just get right into it. Man, there's been a lot going on over the last couple of days of camp. Today was the official first day of the guys in the pads. Time to actually hear some banging, get some real looks at how this thing will look for the coaching staff. And it's an exciting time in Washington. So let's kind of recap a little bit on what I missed thus far. It seems like over the last couple of days in camp, the defense has been absolutely dominating. The offense making plays, flying around. I'm not so upset about that as a lot of people are, due to the fact of how this defense performed last season. And then knowing that, these guys pretty much returned everyone. And the chemistry with these guys seemed to be something beautiful in the making. So, I'm not upset. Typically in training camp, the defense seems to gel before the offense, but not to be understated, the offense has been making plays as well. We've seen some beautiful catches by the rookie, Jahan Dotson, some other guys making some plays. It's all coming together. You're going to have those days where, the offense wins, and some days it's going to be the defense's days. That's just how it goes. You like to see, it's zigzagging like that, where, both sides of the ball are eating and building that confidence, and not just one side of the ball is being dominated. Also, I have to do this huge salute to Ryan Kerrigan and the Washington Commander organization. The way they handled that situation was beautiful. Signed a one-day contract with the team. Him and his beautiful family walked into the facility. It was beautiful, man. The smile and the joy on his face, you could tell everything was genuine. And he's actually decided to stick around with the team. He said in his presser that, his heart is still in the game. He seems like he really didn't want to retire, but he knows medically, whatever medical injury he's dealing with, that he wouldn't be able to perform, or just having to battle for a roster spot on the team, knowing that you were once the elite level of player that you once was. It's just not something that he felt was worth it, knowing that he would also be battling through an injury that seems that it will not be going away. So with that being said, salute to him. He is actually with the team still. He has interest in being involved in coaching. So Ron Rivera is letting him stick around the team, specifically the D-line. Where we know those guys on that D-line absolutely love Kerrigan. So, he's getting his feet wet, seeing if he likes it, seeing if he wants to jump right in. Ron did mention that, because as we know, Ron is a former player. He did mention that, when he got, when he transitioned from playing football, it took him a little while. He got a little break before he got into the coaching. So we'll see how Ryan Kerrigan adjusts, or if he decides, okay, let me spend some time with the family, get my mind right, or he might just be wired differently and want to just jump right into it, because as we know, he still loves the game and he loves this organization. So salute to Ryan Kerrigan. Like I said, beautiful story, beautiful way to end his career, coming back to Washington, signing that one-day contract. Man, that was a beautiful story. Also, Are you guys getting worried about Curtis Samuel? I know that it's only training camp. It's early in training camp. But, Ron says that they have a plan. And, Ron's my guy. Ron's my guy. I trust Ron. And, he hasn't lied to us thus far or given us a reason. But, now is not the growing, supposedly. Now we're talking he's not in football shape coming into training camp. And, he's having some ailments with the hamstring and lower back. So, it's one thing after another. They're ramping him up, then ramping him back down. It seems that they just want him to make it to the regular season. But last year, it was the same story. So we'll see how that goes. Right now I'm still going to stay pretty low on the totem pole of worry for Curtis Samuel. The only reason I'm there is because we do have Jahan Dotson now. And I think, we drafted De'Ami Brown last year. And I think with the level of quarterback play that we have here in Washington now, I think that will, make me feel a little bit better about, Curtis Samuel's availability. And also, his contract is not mantras, you know what I'm saying? So, it's not giving me that anxiety of, oh my God, he's not on the field. He would be a great weapon, a great addition to have, this season. Will make this offense that much explosive. But, with that being said, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, they work him in slowly. Hopefully, this guy plays significant games this season and makes an impact. We know what he's capable of, but he hasn't done it here in Washington. So it's a story to look at, unfortunately, and we'll see how that story unfolds. Something about that number 10, man. I'm not that much of a guy that likes to put, stuff on, numbers and stuff like that, but that number 10 is a little spooky, man. Also, Chase Roullier is off the PUP list officially, being worked back into training camp. He's in, I don't know if he's getting involved in team drills, but I do know that he has been getting involved in individual drills. You love to see that, so this offensive line can gel. Ron spoke about how, more than just looking at one guy on the offensive line, you evaluate it as a unit. And, a unit has to develop that chemistry with us bringing in two new guys at the two guard positions, and then still having a second-year player in Sam Cosmi, who I think is going to be an absolute stud if he can stay healthy. Having Chase Roullier in that middle, at the center position is going to be huge for us. We do know we have depth to be able to man the position. But at the same time, you want to build that chemistry now with Carson Wentz under center. So it's beautiful to hear that Chase Roullier is looking to be fully healthy and ready to go by week 1. Hopefully we can stay healthy through the rest of this training camp. So that's another story that's, beautiful to hear. So today in training camp, we had Curtis Samuel, of course, on the side field. We also had Trey Turner, James Smith-Williams with a hip reportedly from Ron in his presser. So we don't know the severity of this hip injury, but more will be revealed on that. And then also John Bates is dealing with a calf injury. Don't have a lot of details on that either, but hopefully he can get back from that calf injury and be able to be ready to go. So what I want to bring up is the guys were in pads today, of course, and the media asked Ron, what difference does it make with the guys being in pads? And he specified and talked about specifically you get a better look at the O-line, the D-line, and the linebackers, and also the running backs, which makes sense because, the these are the dirty, nasty positions where there's not a lot of space. Guys have to get physical, put their hands on one another. And when you're not in the pads, specifically on the offensive and defensive line, you're not getting those true looks at that position because when the guys don't have pads on, I mean, let's be honest, they're playing patty cake for the most part. The defensive line has a little more of an advantage because they can still try to, get quick around the edge, use their moves to be able to penetrate in the backfield. But the offensive line, they're really just playing pity pat. They're not able to really, hone in and go full go. So with the pads on, these guys are able to really get at it, really get after it. And then also the running back position, you're able to see how these guys are seeing these holes, how they're hitting these holes, and stuff like that with the pads on. So you get good looks at that as well. And then the linebacker position, they get to really be able to see and be able to attack, more physical than they would be able to without the pads. So specifically those positions, is notable to watch when these guys are in full pads and ready to go. Reportedly from camp, Montez Sweat, man, looking really good, being very vocal out there. I have brought that up in my last training camp video, and apparently Montez Sweat is still looking really good, looking physical, looking explosive. All reports coming out of training camp is how good Montez Sweat looks, and that will be huge for us. We know Chase Young is on the PUP list right now, so good to know that Montez Sweat is looking good. Hopefully he can take another step this year because we know he does possess the talent to be a feared pass rusher in this league. So early in training camp, he's definitely looking good. Another nugget I would like to bring up is Cole Holcomb spoke at the podium, and also Ron spoke about him a little bit as well. Jamin Davis, our first-round draft pick last year, something that Cole Holcomb said that stuck out to me was he said, it feels good. He doesn't have to worry about him. He doesn't have to. He's more confident in knowing that Jamin Davis knows his assignments, knows what he needs to do, and where he needs to be. So that looks good for Jamin. It seems like he's grasping the playbook and able to translate it to actual game speed level. So we want to see that, keep seeing that develop because he was our first round draft pick. We had a lot of expectations for him last year, and we want to see him be able to man that position. Another thing I will bring up is you guys are not going to want to hear this, but Ron Rivera spoke something in he's sorry about that. He snuck something in his presser today, and you're not going to want to hear this. Ron Rivera brung up David Mayo. When he brung up his name, the media didn't even elaborate or say anything or ask any questions, but Ron Rivera is telling you that he believes in David Mayo to some degree, and I believe David Mayo, whether we want to see it or not, he will be getting some playing time on this defense. I'm not going to lie, I didn't really want to hear that myself, but I was listening to the presser. Ron Rivera brought up David Mayo when they were talking about the linebacker position. So it seems that Ron Rivera still thinks that David Mayo can make somewhat of an impact on this team, and most likely we will be seeing him playing some linebacker for us. So we'll see how that pans out. I don't know. We'll find out. The defense, man. The defense, got to give them their cookies, got to give them their flowers. They've been looking great in camp. More than anything, I'm excited because it seems like these guys out there having fun. It seems like this offseason before training camp came, when these guys were hanging out outside of the facility, doing all these bonding things, and just becoming a unit. You know what I'm saying? Just actually becoming a unit, getting to know one another. This is building that confidence on that defense. Kendall Fuller is absolutely crushing camp, breaking up balls, making key plays. A lot of people like to, talk down on Kendall Fuller, But like I said, one of my previous videos, the NFL views him differently, and he's been showing this training camp why the NFL looks at him as a top corner in this league. You know, Kendall Fuller, he's played multiple positions. He's a veteran. You know, these young players can go to him if they have questions. You know, that's really good to see. Also want to give flowers to Bobby McCain. He seems to be flying around and more confident on this defense as well. You know, these guys on this defense seem to really be bought in this year. Hopefully this turns into wins, and, you know, this turns into, you know, good play on the field this season. We shall see. You know, so with that being said, it's your boy RBA from VA, Richmond to be exact. Peace.